Okay, let me start by asking you this. What do a man slowly morphing into a fish, a grieving artist building an android, and a teenage rugby player trapped in an earthquake all have in common? No, this isn't some weird fever dream, it's the future of cinema, baby. These are just a few of the audacious projects pitched at the 2026 Locarno Film Festival, where filmmakers are throwing out the rulebook to explore identity, trauma, and societal rot in ways that'll make you rethink what movies can do. And honestly, this isn't just about film, it's about how we're all trying to survive in a world that feels like it's cracking at the seams. /n/n Let's unpack this. First, the obvious, these aren't your average Hollywood pitches. When a director describes a story about a mother turning her dead partner into an android, they are not just chasing sci-fi trends. They are asking, what does it mean to reclaim autonomy when grief is weaponized against women? Claudia Rorarius, the mind behind Humanoid, isn't just mixing AI with melodrama, she's using technology as a metaphor for the suffocation of patriarchal expectations. Think about it, how often do we see grief portrayed as something women have to solve? Here, Ilsa doesn't just mourn, she builds. And that's radical. /n/n Then there's Dyspnoe, where a marine biologist's body literally mutates during a father-daughter therapy retreat. Henning Beckhoff isn't playing with body horror tropes for shock value, he's externalizing the invisible. When Ludwig's body rebels, it's a physical manifestation of everything we bury to keep relationships functional. The man's skin is falling apart because the emotional rot is too loud to ignore. And isn't that all of us? We're all walking around with these internal tremors, pretending we're fine until we're not. /n/n But what fascinates me most is how many of these stories use literal transformations to dissect metaphorical ones. The guy turning into a fish, Cuore Matte plot. Yes, that's bizarre, but what if we see it as a fable about identity suffocation? Matteo's fish transformation isn't about scales, it's about feeling trapped in a world that wants you to be a cog in a machine. His body becomes the rebellion his voice couldn't manage. Same with Yumi, where a teenager's rebellion against surveillance culture turns her life into a performance. These directors aren't just making quirky art films, they're holding up mirrors to our collective dissociation. /n/n Here's the thing, these projects feel urgent because they are tapping into something raw. Stone over Stone's construction site dystopia isn't just about debt, it's about how capitalism weaponizes trauma. Pregnant shams navigating a world of broken men. That tower isn't unfinished, it's a monument to systems that chew people up and call it progress. And Magnetic Storms, a teen athlete confronting her father's toxic legacy while earthquakes literally split the ground, is so on the nose it's genius. Because when you grow up in a culture that glorifies male violence, the ground does feel unstable. You're taught to suppress, to toughen up, until the tremors become a full-blown quake. /n/n But let me get real for a second, why does this matter now? We're in 2026, and the world is a dumpster fire of climate collapse, political chaos, and AI anxiety. These films aren't escapism, they are exorcism. They are directors screaming, look. This is how we're breaking through androids and earthquakes. Even shooting watermelons, a dad-son rivalry road trip, uses absurdity to dissect toxic masculinity. Antonio Donato isn't just rehashing his childhood, he's asking, why do men equate vulnerability with weakness? And how does that poison every relationship they have? /n/n I'll leave you with this, the most striking thread here is the obsession with bodies as battlegrounds. Skin cracking, androids, pregnancy, surveillance, these stories keep returning to the physical. Because in an age where we're bombarded with digital personas and filtered realities, the body is the last honest thing we've got. It betrays us, heals us, transforms us. And maybe that's the point of these films, to remind us that we're not just minds in machines, we're messy, sweating, bleeding, changing humans trying to scream into the void and hope someone hears us. /n/n What do you think? Are these films just weird for weird's sake, or are they capturing something we're all feeling? Drop your thoughts below, let's dissect this together.